Hello and welcome to the Axcess Baseball Podcast. I'm your host, Vinny Misana, and we're very excited. We're just starting up a new season of the podcast. This season, we're going to be broadcasting live from Showtime Athletics, the brand new Showtime Athletics in Holbrook, New York. And tonight, our very first guest is Brady Clark. Brady's a pitcher and a quarterback at Bayport Blue Point High School, just recently committed to St. John's University, one of the top pitchers and quarterbacks on Long Island. But first, a quick message from our sponsors at the Vitality Center. No matter what level you play at, everybody wants to be their best. Elite level athletes have a team around them to help them excel in every facet of the game. If you've ever wondered how you can have the same level of attention that world-class athletes do, but without breaking the bank, then the Vitality Center is your answer. Our team of specialists can get you back in the game quickly and safely and keep you at your best throughout the season. Their holistic one-stop shop can address the physical and mental parts of the game to help you gain the advantage you need to compete with the best. Conveniently located in Comac, New York, right off of the LIE in Northern State, the Vitality Center is ready for you. To learn more, go to vitalitycenterli.com or give them a call at 631-864-2784. So real quick, Brady, how's your body feel? You're playing football and baseball, 2 football seasons in the same calendar year. You probably need a break at this point, right?
Yeah, it's starting to get a little rough right now, but I'm doing physical therapy a lot, just a little recovery, get my body going, feeling better.
If someone would have told you last year that you were going to have 2 football seasons in 1 year, do you think you could have did that?
Yeah, I think I could have. Just trying to figuring everything out, how to manage it, which I started to figure out over the 2 seasons. Helped me a lot, so I think I could have done it.
Do you think it's a little bit easier being the quarterback as opposed to maybe the beating that the skill position players
yeah,
take?
Because in practice I tend to stay away from the hitting a little bit, so
yeah.
It's nice to kind of lay back and
I get it. I imagine the running backs, the linebackers, wide receivers, that's got to be pretty difficult. So how do you manage your time during the year? Because in addition to getting ready for each game, you also have schoolwork, and you also have you're going to want to keep your mind your mind sharp, so you can't be burning the candle on both ends. Is there a certain regimen that you've been following just to kind of stay at your best?
Yeah, I try to keep some time to myself, obviously, with all even with all the practices and all the schoolwork. I'm not gonna lie, there's some times I've had some late nights doing schoolwork, but I try to manage it and kind of keep everything balanced.
Yeah. And now you play for Body Armor, and they're definitely one of the top teams, on the East Coast, let alone in New York. On the various rankings, you guys are always number 1 in your age class. Talk a little bit about that group of guys, and specifically this summer, the experience that you guys have had.
I think we had a really, really great group of guys this summer. We kind of mixed up the team a little bit. We saw a bunch of new faces. Everyone kind of came together well. The first couple tournaments, it was a little shaky, but as we got to know each other and kind of grow, we really started to play better, especially in East Cobb and Georgia. That's when we really figured everything out.
Who were some of the key contributors on the team?
Well, we had Esteban Garcia. He's third base. He's going to BC. Joe Iovino, new catcher we brought in. He came into Elon. He was probably one of our best hitters. Eric Paulson, first baseman.
Yeah, just committed to Stony Brook today, actually.
Yeah, he couldn't really throw at the beginning of the year. He just came off an injury, but he raked the first tournament and just kept that going through the rest of the year. And then Charlie West, he threw really, really well for us the whole year. Matt Queen threw really well for us the first couple tournaments, but then he got a back injury, which kind of sidelined him. And then I wouldn't say we had any more big players, but it was kind of every game someone else would show up. One game, one guy would just show up, go 2 for 3, 3 RBIs.
Yeah, just a team contributions all over the place. And Charles, I should mention, he just committed to UConn, yes. I believe, in the last week or 2 weeks ago. What was your favorite trip that you went on over the last couple of years? Now that you've been playing high level travel baseball.
Definitely Georgia this year. It's just the most fun to play. The atmosphere and just being around the team and hanging out with all my friends was probably the best.
Does it get a little nerve-wracking when you go into an atmosphere like that? You hear about it so much, and then you get there and there's 100 schools. There's, Division I player on the other team at one position, at another, like just up and down the lineup. Do you find that it's a little bit overwhelming at first, and then it takes a little bit to kind of settle down?
Yeah, it's funny because you look at some other teams' rosters and they just have some like ridiculous commits and players, but then you gotta we realize that we're just as good as them, so you kind of calm down a little bit. And it was also really really nerve-wracking just having all those schools watching it, especially at the main complex when there were a lot of schools there.
Oh, you got to play at the main complex. Yeah. So what is that like? Just like aesthetically, is it? It's a pro complex?
Yeah, it's really really sweet. I mean, we kind of played on the one field that's kind of away from everything, mostly. But I really liked that field, that pitch there. It was just a great atmosphere. And
did it take you a little while to settle in, or do you feel like after the first pitch you were at your
the
best?
first inning I was definitely a little nervous and kind of not
jittery.
my best.
Yeah.
And as the game went on, I definitely got better and got stronger.
And now, staying on the topic of travel ball, your team put themselves on the map 2017, I guess, when you went to Cooperstown and did the unthinkable, winning it all as a New York team, which, I mean, I played in that. A lot of people played in Cooperstown, and you kind of get humbled when you go on a trip like that because you think you're good. Maybe you're the best team in Long Island or in New York, and then you face, the Say Hey kids from California, and you lose 30-0. And you guys won. That did not happen. So what can you tell our audience about your experience there? I'm sure you have pretty fond memories, even though it was 4 years ago.
That was definitely the best baseball experience of my life. I mean, it was just awesome playing every day, being around it, kind of like Georgia, but even better. Kind of playing, and just we did destroy some teams, but we also had some really really good games, especially our last two games. Our semifinal game, we played a team, the Eastern Mass All Stars. They had they were all their kids threw 75 miles per hour or more.
At 12 years old.
And one kid who with a beard pitching against us, so it was definitely tough.
Yeah.
And then the last game, it was just a sick atmosphere. They had a huge stadium with probably 1,000 people. Everyone who was still there and played it, all the parents and everything were there. So it was really really cool, just having that stadium atmosphere.
Who got the win in the championship game?
I believe it was Dylan Banner. Oh, it might have been John Downing.
I think it was Downing, actually. I saw the
Downing,
video. Or
Downing
maybe
got
he came
the
in
close.
a relief.
It might have been Dylan Banner who got the win. And John Downing got the infamous close. And the infamous strikeout.
And who got the game-winning hit? Was it a late inning hit, or was it early on?
Dom Scalia. He just played us for that tournament. He hit a grand slam. It was tie game.
A grand slam in the championship game.
He hit a grand slam in the bottom of the fifth, I think.
Man. It doesn't get too much more exciting than that. That's really cool. Well, I can't imagine that many baseball experiences are going to top that, but who knows? I mean, you play for Bayport, and they won 2 state championships in 2013 and 2014. I know you don't remember that, but it wasn't that long ago. People like me, do pay attention to these things, and they have a lot of talent. So tell us a little bit about the 2022 Bayport Blue Point Phantoms. You guys have got a good group of players?
Yeah, we were good last year. We kind of have the same, pretty much the same team except for Luke Shartner, who was the
league MVP, Silver Slugger. Yeah, that's a big loss.
Or Charlie Arant, who's going to St. Joe's. So those are two definitely big losses, but the rest of the team is coming back. So I think we'll be right around where we were last year, if not better.
So nowadays it seems like a lot of athletes at a younger age try to focus on one sport. Do you feel like it was important for you to play football for as long as you can, as long as you're allowed to play?
Yeah, definitely. It was I really really love football. I enjoy football, so I definitely wanted to take it as far as I could go. I've done some camps. I work with the quarterback coach still, just trying to improve and ultimately win a county championship.
Awesome. So running a little bit low on time, so we'll do kind of like a rapid, first thing that comes to your mind. Favorite pregame meal?
We'll do water and a Cliff Bar.
That is as boring as it gets. I love it. Damn. All right. Favorite musical artist?
Biggie.
Okay. Well, nice. Go back. Favorite type of, or let's say your dream car?
Dream car. Ford Bronco.
All right. Favorite player in Major League Baseball?
Jacob deGrom.
Awesome. Me too. And last one. Favorite experience, favorite Major League stadium that you've been to?
I've only really been to Citi Field, so that's definitely my favorite. But
so by default.
Yeah, favorite. But the one I want to go to most is probably Oracle Park.
Oh, in San Francisco? Yeah, that's a beautiful one.
Sick.
Awesome. And let me see if we have any other ones. I think that is it. You are off the hook for tonight. Thank you guys again for tuning in to the Axcess Baseball Podcast. Thank you to Showtime Athletics for hosting us, and thank you to the Vitality Center for sponsoring us.